What's your name?
Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams. Where are you from, Ricky?
Born in Mississippi, raised in Alabama. Moved myself to Texas when I first learned how to rodeo, and then now I'm attending college in Riverton, Wyoming.
Journeyman.
Yeah, I like to see the world.
And what's your event in rodeo?
The bareback riding.
How long you been doing that?
About a year and 5 months, I'll say.
You try anything else before that?
No, I did ranch runs for a little bit, but then I only got on probably maybe 50, 60 of those, and it got kind of boring, so I thought I'd try my hand at something a little bit more challenging.
And that was bareback riding.
It was bareback riding, and I ran my hand in the rigging for the first time and fell in love with it.
Okay, so tell us about your first ride ever, bareback riding. How did it feel? What'd you think?
My very first ride, I can be honest with you, they asked me if I wanted to, and I was kind of nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't scared, I was just nervous. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect. And the horse came out of the chute, and I just knew from as soon as the gate opened, don't quit, because that's all I've ever known all my life. If you try something, give it 100%, and don't quit until your head is in the dirt. And I rode my horse down the middle of the pen, and you can see in the middle of the video, I tried to spur him, and I was like, then I got planted into the dirt, got ran over to pick up me, and I jumped straight up like a spring. And after that, I was like, yep, I'm riding bareback horses.
Well, I was fortunate enough to be behind the chutes when that ride happened.
Yeah.
And everybody saw that, and you sprung up. I just remember everybody saying, "Oh, that's a tough cookie right there.
Yeah.
He's going to do all right." So everybody knew from your first ride that you were going to be all right, and I think you proved that today. You got the Colt Bruce scholarship, obviously, for positive attitude, positive try, and so forth.
Yeah.
What are your goals after school?
My goals after school, I'm in a 2-year college right now, and I only got 2 years of eligibility on rodeo scholarship. So I want to see what I can do after my associate. I want to get my associate's degree for sure, and then maybe if I can do well enough, I can get on the PRCA circuit and start trying to make a career around bareback horses and continue my education so I can pursue my goal in pre-physical therapy and someday work for Justin Sports Medicine team.
So your whole goals are all wrapped around rodeo in one way or another.
Yep, wrapped around rodeo. This is my life, and I love it to death, and I'll give anything to be around rodeo. It keeps me out of trouble, and it keeps my mind positive, and it gives me something to look forward to waking up in.
What was your first exposure to rodeo?
My first one back in Alabama, I went to this black rodeo, and I wasn't very familiar with black rodeos. I didn't know black people competed in rodeos. It was new to me, so I went and I saw these guys riding ranch bumps, and they were black guys, and that's when I first saw bucking horses, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I found those guys and asked, can they take me to a rodeo, and they did just that.
That's kind of funny, ain't it? Nowadays, a lot of people don't know black guys and black people in general rodeo, and yet they were some of the original cowboys. Sure
enough. Yeah, after I started coming around a little bit more, and I took the time and learned my history.
Yep, and a lot of the culture of cowboys and stuff was influenced by them. So, it's really nice to see a lot more minorities coming back into rodeo and so forth, because they were the original cowboys just as much as anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good to see people like you really, making your mark and the thing you want to do.
Yep, sure enough.
It takes a lot of effort to do that. So that's nice to see from the younger generation. Where do you see yourself settling after school?
My goal has always been to travel the world, because when I was younger, me and my family always stayed in one spot, and I always knew I was going to be the kid to leave the nest. And so my goal is to basically, if it's only a month or 2 months, I want to live in all 50 states. And I'm going to make that happen. Like I said, if it's nothing but for a month, I want to say I lived there for a month, and I lived in all 50 states over in America. So,
well, as part of that, I can definitely hook you up with somebody in Alaska.
Right on.
Whenever you want to go up there. He's got a rodeo group up there and so forth. If you want to go to Hawaii, check out the All-American Rodeo there on Oahu. It's usually June, July. It's an amateur rodeo. All you got to do is enter. All they've got is ranch front, but I'm sure if you told them, I'm a bareback rider, I'll bring my rigging, can I ride that? They'll let you.
Right on.
I don't know how they'll score you, but I'm sure they'll let you. And I would strongly suggest you talk to Anthony. Go over to Australia.
Oh, yeah.
I had a buddy of mine went down there and rode bulls for a while. He says it's really good over there, too. So that should definitely be part of your world travels for sure.
Yep, right on. Yeah. I want to do it all.
Well, that's good. What does rodeo mean to you?
it's just something you really can't explain. It's a feeling. It's something. It's something you wait. It's something that gets you up in the morning time and make you just hustle and just sweat every day. And like I'm trying to find the words to describe rodeo, but it just that feeling is. It just love. It's pure straight love out of the heart. And I know without God, I could not do it. And that's why before I go to bed at night, I drop down to my knees and thank God for my family. I thank God for guiding me, leading me, and using me. And He's using me through rodeo.
Is that why you have a cross in your brand?
That's exactly why I have a cross in my brand. So every time I look at this, it reminds me that God is first. Like, and when I first, I always wanted a brand, and I could never find the right one. But when I figured out that I could make that curve and put that line across there, I was like, that's it. And ever since then, you can come in my apartment at school and you're gonna see this everywhere. So, and that's just a reminder to me that I could not rodeo without God. And that people may think that R stands for Ricky, but that R is rodeo for Christ. So
okay. And you mentioned you rodeo in school. I think a lot of people understand rodeo. Go out, you win money, the money transfers to points, and whoever has the most at the end goes to the finals. Whoever has the most at the end of the finals combined becomes a world champion. Yeah. How does college rodeo work?
College rodeo works off points also. So you got 5 in the spring and 5 in the fall, and I'm new to it, so I don't want to give the wrong information, but from what I've experienced so far, so we got a points team, and the coaches pick who's on the point team before we go to that rodeo for the week. And if you're on the points team, you get your entry fees paid for, and then you win money, but it's nothing. But it just goes to show that we do it for the love. But college rodeo, like I said, I'm new to it, so I don't want to give the wrong information to the world. So you ask that to a more experienced person, and somebody that's been around a lot longer. I'm brand new. So I've only been through one fall season so far. So
did you rodeo in high school?
I did not. So, I didn't start rodeoing. I didn't start around bareback courses until I was 22.
And you're how old now?
23. So a year. Like I said, about a year and 5 months.
Huh. So what got you into rodeo now, even though you were exposed to rodeo so long ago and not in high school or junior high and all that?
Yeah. Now, like I said, I rode Grand Prix, but I've only been on not even that many of them, not even over 50. And I only did that like throughout spells of long time. But like I said, when I figured out bareback riding and the older generation, retired guys, professionals, they took notice and they waited a little bit. They wanted to see how serious I was, and they realized that kid is serious. He want to be around, and that's how it is. Like if you don't, they always tell me if you don't take it serious, we're not going to take you serious. And they saw that in me, and so that's why I don't take it for granted. That's why I don't take these guys giving knowledge for granted. So, yeah, these guys, man, like I said, they'll help you as long as you're taking it serious.
What's your biggest challenge rodeo so far?
Running my hand in that bareback rig. Every time you step in that bucket chute, it's a life or death situation. Like you never know what's gonna happen. Like from the time when I step on the back of the bucket chutes and I put my foot on that horse's back to let them know I'm coming. From right there, I know that my life is in danger. I know that I could be murdered by that bucket horse right there and there. But it's serious. But we always stay positive about it. We always focus on the good things and what can go right instead of what can go wrong. And that's why most things go right, because we stay positive about it. And being around the older generation, and for example, Mr. West, like he stays on my butt about being positive. Because sometimes I'm new to it, so I'm gonna be a little stressed out sometimes and frustrated and mad because something is not working. But all I gotta do is give him one call, and from right off the bat, he gonna tell me something positive, and my mindset just flips to a whole different ball game, and it pays to have good people in your corner like that.
So you mentioned earlier that you were surprised to learn black people rodeo.
Yeah.
What does your family and your friends from high school think about you rodeo now?
My family, when I'm with my family, we really don't talk much about rodeo. Like, because when I'm with my family, I'm strictly family time. To be honest with you, I shut down rodeo. I shut down rodeo. because it's my family time. So I wanna cherish that moment also. Because I'm thankful God gave me the family He gave me. But I forgot the question. They got me smiling from ear to ear back there.
No.
But my friends, like I said, my family, I shut down rodeo when I'm with my family to cherish that moment because I know I won't be with them very long because I got to be back at school. I got to be back on the rodeo trail. So I don't take that for granted. My friends, I actually played football back in middle school for like 2 days because my best friend came across and just whacked me hard as he could. And I quit and never played a sport again throughout high school and whatever. And so now they think it's pretty hilarious that I'm out here getting tossed around by bucking horses and everything. So they think it's pretty cool and they support me and everything because they was athletes all their lives. So, and that's why I get a lot of my competitiveness from because I've seen them just get in that mode and go to kill mode and that rubbed off on me now. So just seeing how they flip their switch and just ready to get down and dirty, and now that helps me.
So to that end, what's this school mean to you?
I came here last year. And got on 3 horses. Got hung up all 3. Well, got hung up twice and actually did pretty good on one of them. But in this year, I came here. I came back for adventures. Like I know what happened to me last year, and I come back to prove a point. I know some people say don't live to prove points, but sometimes you gotta show what you made of, and because I come back and do the same thing I did last year. I'm like, oh man, he ain't about nothing. So I come back with a chip on my shoulder and just let him know that Ricky Williams coming. And Ricky Williams, he's gonna be there, and let me keep working. I'm gonna be on your ass. So.
Well, maybe it wasn't a point to folks here. It's a point to yourself, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, because I prepared before I knew in like a month in advance that I was coming back here for sure. And Mr. West and Miss Francie, they booked my plane ticket. And in that moment, I'm always working on bareback riding, but at that moment, I didn't take a day off, and I was pretty serious at school for like 2 weeks because I was just in bareback ride mode, and I slammed on my brakes and getting ready just for this Thanksgiving rodeo at school, man. I've been to maybe 4 or 5 schools, and this is hands down the best school, and especially when you got a professional doctor here to guide you through stuff and help you learn about your body, because when you got instructors getting on like a week before Vegas for the final, so that's pretty cool, and that's also very helpful, and they teach you how to prepare mentally. Like other schools, I'm not going to say they're not good, but this is hands down the best school I've ever attended, and I'll be back anytime, man. Even if I'm here instructing, I'm coming back to pass my knowledge on to other kids because that's how much I love rodeo and that's how much I appreciate this school.
Well, Ricky, we appreciate it. Thanks, and best of luck in your school or school studies and your career, man.
I appreciate
the best.
And I thank you for coming out and doing this for us. And like I said, we noticed last year that it was on your bucket list to come here and get on bucking horses, and that's commendable. So like that's nothing but respect for a guy. Like just want to get in that bucket shoot and see what it feels like, and then come back just to help out this year and be a part of it. That's also that doesn't go unnoticed, man. That's very appreciated. So we thank you for coming and just being back around.
Well, I'm going to see you on the circuit for sure, but only one of us is going to Vegas, and it ain't going to be my old ass. So.
Oh, you might be there recording like you're doing now. So.
Yeah, maybe. I'll record you riding. How's that?
I got good hopes for you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ricky. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.